says that he only reports people that owes him to shrine and oracle, and he does not report them to only one. He reports them to different ones like Haba, Agulu.
I'm going to try to interpret the testimony again in English language. Sister said her name is Ifoma Okafor from Agulu in Anambra State. She said from her childhood, the shrine idol in Agulu made her and threatened that she would serve as the chief priest of that shrine. Herself, her parents tried everything that they could do to stop it, but they could do nothing. They did not succeed. So much so that in year 2000, they said that idol Haba Agulu brought her down, compelled and forced her to begin to worship her, to serve her as the chief, to serve the idol as the chief priest. She said there were so many other men that were priests to the idol, but she alone was their head, the chief priest, and she alone was the woman in their midst. According to her, she said that idol, it was so dreaded in Agulu and the neighboring towns in that state and neighboring states. So much so that shrines in other towns were paying obeisance to this Haba in Agulu. That Haba, that idol, will go to those towns and collect their staff, collect their title, and bring it to Agulu. And then the people of those towns will be crying, people will be dying. They will come back to Agulu, to Haba Agulu, to beg, to plead, to sacrifice, before they will be released and they go back. And she was made the head, of this Haba Agulu and also other shrines that Haba Agulu had taken over as her subject. According to her, she said in serving that idol, that all kinds of people were coming for sacrifices. I want to use her word. She said people from Catholic, Anglican, and using her word, big men, presidents, high men in the state, that they were coming to that place to make sacrifices. I'm sure that you would have heard that from her if you had understood her language. And he said she was there serving this shrine, and that sometimes she tried to resist also controlling other shrine from other places, as was instructed by the Haba Agulu. And I think the Haba Agulu became angry, crippled her, made her a cripple, broke her leg, and blinded her, made her to be a blind person. And yet she was still serving that idol as the chief priest. According to her, one day, November 6, 2023, this last year, he said a giant man, black and in suit, appeared unto her. Even in her blindness, she was seeing the man. And the man told her that he is the holy God of chosen, and he has come to deliver her from the hand of this idol. Told her that that idol, Haba Agulu, will not exist anymore. Told her to destroy everything in that idol, to remove all the apparels, attire, clothes that she was wearing, that he used to wear, red clothes and everything, chains, to wear to make sacrifices. Told her she said when this instruction came, she thought it was a joke and was like, does this man know what he was saying or doing? He said immediately fire came upon her from her head to her toe. Fire started burning her. She started shouting, screaming. People were there all around watching her and wondering what was happening, because apparently they were not seeing the man. The man that described himself as the holy God of chosen ordered her to remove all those attires. And then she burnt all the instruments that she was using to serve that Haba of Agulu. The man that was in that suit, the Holy God of Choosing, told her that Haba is nothing. Only him, God of Choosing, will be served, will people serve and worship. She said she fell on the ground and did not know where she was again. Later, when she realized herself and got up, people came to her to ask what was happening. And she asked them, does it mean you are not seeing this man? Apparently, they were not seeing the Ancient of Days. And from there, the story of what happened broke out into the town. And the people were shouting and screaming, what has happened? Haba Agulu, that nobody dead, no spirit, no other shrine dead, to confront that shrine and idol. But then, God of Choosing did it. And from there also, she said, the woman leader of the Lord Choosing in Agulu was invited, who took her to the Church of Choosing, Agulu 3, Choosing. And there, they prayed for her, and the pastor there told her that is the general officer of the Lord Choosing, that is the God of the Chosen that has located her and delivered her. Today, she said the whole Agulu is shaking, and that some people have already joined her in worshiping God of Chosen. She also testified that about 3 days later, the same voice that delivered her came again, and told her that there are many people that devil have bound. That there are many people that devil has bound. He said he mentioned their names. That those people were also priests of idols in various towns. That she mentioned that the Holy God of Choosing mentioned 4 of them. He said the one in Agulu, Obeledu, Nanka, and I think one other town. And told her that she must go to all those places to preach to them, to abandon the course they were following and stop serving shrine and idol. She was afraid because according to her, those priests of those idols in those towns, meaning that they knew her and they were also fearing her and respecting her. In her fear, she told the voice, if you want me to go, go ahead of me, so that when I come, these people will not make people around them to kill me. He said, indeed, that was what happened when she went to Agulu, the first place, and met the priest there. She said when she came, people gathered, as usual, making sacrifices and consultations. And then she went into the man's shrine and told him her mission, what God of Choosing has asked her to come and tell him. That surprisingly, the man accepted the message, but told her to please beg the Holy God of Choosing to deal with him the way God of Choosing dealt with her. That him cannot just take those steps without support from God of Choosing. Our sister said she also went to the other 3 places, gave them the same message, and all of them accepted the message from God of Choosing. She also testified that python, animal in the sea that have been living in her stomach since 1999, when herself and her parents were seeking for solution to avert her serving this idol. Said they went to many churches, many prayer homes, and nothing happened. In one of such prayer homes, he said they mixed up what they called holy water and gave her to drink. After drinking that water, she developed stomach problem and discovered that something, a being, was living in her stomach like a python, tormenting her, biting her, and paining her for all those number of years, 23 years, 24 years. But that when she now became delivered by God of Chosen, and she started attending the Lord Choosing, that the pastor of the branch was giving testimony of how a particular idol in one town was tormenting people there, tormenting the man that is become a choosing, and the man now put apron of the choosing on his window and left. That apron, the power in that apron moved and set the shrine in that town ablaze, and people were shouting and killed. And that was how the people of that place were delivered. She now said, if that is the case, then I might have to use this apron. She said he tried to tie the apron, he couldn't cover her belly, but she managed to tie it on her stomach and belly and slept. That night, when she woke up, she discovered that her system became free. No feeling of the python animal again. The animal was destroyed and disappeared. The stomach pain, everything ended. I'd like us to clap unto God and appreciate Him.